What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph. You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Alright, coming back to Sleep Token. Yes, indeed. Sleep Token fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Charles B, and this is actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of August for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Charles. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Charles want to see me react to this. It is Sleep Token with a tune called Rain.
Rain. This will never happen again.
It will never happen again.
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. As always, Charles has provided me with a little bit of an intro to read to y'all, so here we go. Let me try that again. As we progress with the Take Me Back to Eden album, we're moving from the last one you reacted to, track 8, The Apparition, and skipping another song again to reach track 10, Rain. Just like the last 2 non-singles you've reacted to, Ascensionism and The Apparition, Rain wasn't released as a single either, but that hasn't stopped it from gaining considerable traction. Despite not receiving the promotional push that singles typically get, Rain has managed to carve out a significant place within the Sleep Token community. Over time, it has steadily climbed in popularity and now stands as one of the top 10 most frequently performed songs by Sleep Token at their concerts. So this song is performed live. Despite the fact that it's not a single, it was never a single, it was never intended to be a single, the people have spoken! And as a result, we have a song that gets in the top 10 most frequently performed songs at Sleep Token concerts. There you go. I love it. I love it when bands listen to the people. They do. They see and they watch the trends, they watch the plays, what songs are really, favorite amongst the fans, and let's make sure when we go to that country that's getting hundreds of thousands of views on this one particular song, let's make sure we play that one particular song at the live show. That's smart. That's recognizing your audience. That's catering to your demographic. I mean, what's more intelligent than that? I mean, I'm serious. I am not being facetious or sarcastic. I am being dead serious. That's very intelligent, very smart, and you'd be amazed how many bands just don't get that.
You okay, Vegeta?
Yes, just an aneurysm out of sheer stupidity.
Wow. Didn't think you were that stupid, Vegeta.
Happy to see it. Happy to see it. Now let's see why people like this song. That's going to be interesting. Let's see. This was posted by Sleep Token. No surprise there. And the video has 24 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Rain. That's it. That's all I got. One word. I mean, we got the backdrop here that we've done for the last 2 reactions to Sleep Token, so I'm sure we're in the right spot here. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
For so long I've waited, so long that I almost became just a stoic statue fit for nobody, and I don't wanna get in your way, but I finally think I can say that the vicious cycle was over the moment you smiled at me. And just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing and wash out the soul from my head. So touch me again, I feel my shadow dissolving. Will you cleanse me with pleasure? Is that chemical cup that I can get down with, up like the moon and out like the hounds? A dangerous disposition, somehow refracted in light, reflected in sound. I'm coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain you have got your hooks in me. I know.
I love what 2 did for the last, ever since the drums kicked in, honestly, about the last 40 seconds to a minute, somewhere in there. Let's go back and I'll show you what I loved and why I loved it and why I think it's so freaking smart. Okay.
Just like the rain, you cast the dust into nothing and wash out the soul from my head. So
What has he done so far? What has 2 done so far? He is more than anything. He has established the downbeat of 1, where it is every single measure. Here is the downbeat of 1. Doom, da, doom, 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 da, doom, doom, da, doom, 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 da, doom, doom, da, doom, 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 da, doom, doom. But here's the other thing. It's constant. The pattern is constant. Snare, 2, doom, da, doom, da, doom, doom, da, doom, 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 da. It doesn't change. And I know people are going, it's not impressive. You're right. What he's playing isn't necessarily all that impressive. Let's see the pattern. Let's see it. One, two, and 1. Okay, so the pattern's not that complicated. Doom, da, doom, ba, doom, da, doom, da, doom, ba, doom, da. It's not hard to follow that, right? Okay. I'm glad you're saying that. I'm thrilled to hear you say that it's not that hard to follow. I'm really glad you're saying that. So that means you've internalized it, right? So we've been clicking along here for the last 30 seconds or so with him playing the exact same pattern, the exact same way every single time, giving you a chance to do what again? Oh yeah, that's right, internalize it. I'm so glad you said that, because wait until you see what's coming up.
It's that chemical cup that I can get down with, up like the moon. I'm coiled up like a
Okay. Remember that pattern? Doom, da, doom, 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 da, doom, da, doom, 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 da. Remember that pattern that we internalized for the last, 45 seconds, right? Okay. Remember you internalized it, right? Okay, cool. Pay attention.
like the hounds, a dangerous disposition. Some are refracted in light, reflected in sound. I'm coiled up like a venomous serpent, tangled in your trance, and I'm certain you have got your hooks in me. I know the way that it goes. You get what you give, you reap what you sow, and I can see you in my fate.
Now I know everybody's going, it's not lining up. The thing that you told us to internalize is not lining up with what he's playing. You're absolutely right. Bullseye. Gold star to you, because that's exactly my point. He spent 45 seconds showing us a pattern with the emphasis on what? The downbeat of what again? What number? What number was he emphasizing again? Oh, that's right. 1. So we know where 1 is. If we follow that internalized pattern, we cannot miss 1. Despite whatever else he plays. Whether he comes in on 2, on the end of 2, on the end of 1, on the of 1, on the E of 2, it doesn't matter, because we have that very simple pattern internalized in our head, so we cannot miss the downbeat of 1, which means no matter what he plays, no matter what rhythmic patterns he comes up with, no matter how crazy and out there he gets, we as listeners will have that pattern in our heads, and as a result, we can groove to it. It doesn't matter what he plays at this point. He could go into triplets. He could go into sextuplets that's starting on the E of 1 for all I care. And it's not going to make one bit of difference. We've got 1 nailed down pat in our heads. Brilliant. I don't use that word very often, but that was brilliant. A subconscious way, a subliminal way of internalizing the downbeat of 1. We didn't even realize it. We didn't even know it. We were just listening. And the next thing you know, we got the downbeat of 1 in our heads. I caught it because I was looking for 1. And I'm looking for 1 while he's going on. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have to look. It's right here. It's in my head. How smart is that? Good Lord. That's awesome, man. I love that. Triplets right there. See? Triplets right there to finish it out. Didn't matter because I had the downbeat of 1 right before it in my head. So he could, like I said, he could do whatever he wants. Not going to make one bit of difference. I love the rhythmic patterns that are coming up between the drumming, the syncopated playing between all the other instruments, the guitars, the keyboards, the bass. Sometimes they line up. A lot of times they don't. Guitar, bass, keyboards here, drums here. You know, it doesn't, they're not quite lining up all the time. Sometimes they're in contrast. And then you got Vessel's vocals over the top with his delivery, adding a third rhythmic pattern. I like it. And the funny thing is, despite the fact that they're all a little off from each other, it still sounds good. It still sounds full. They're not fighting for supremacy. They're not, there isn't this power struggle for dominance when it comes to the rhythmic pattern, when it comes to rhythmic play. They're all equals. And that is not easy to pull off, let me tell you. That is a tricky thing to achieve. It's tricky enough when you just have two. But to have three, vocals, instrumentation, and drums, all working together, not lining, sometimes they line up by accident, you know. Well, I'm sure it's not accident, I'm sure it's planned, but, you know, you got three completely distinct rhythmic patterns going on, and they are patterns. There's nothing random here. There's absolutely nothing random here. And every once in a while, they will line up. I like it. I really do. And like I said, there's no power struggle. It's not like, you know, the drums are fighting to be the dominant voice. It's not like Vessel is fighting to be the dominant voice. Everybody's working in harmony with each other. Very pleasing to the ear. I like it. Let's keep going here, shall we?
When I open my eyes to the future, I can hear you say my name. So rain down on me.
There's that pattern again. Internalized, right? Now, who is staying on that pattern? Nice. Stayed on the same basic pattern, just added a couple of extra hits in there, but still hit every single rhythmic pattern or every single rhythmic hit within that pattern. The original bass pattern. He just added a couple of things like 1 and 2, 3, dun da da dun da doon, ba da doon doon, ba da dun ba doon, ba da. He just added to it, but still kept the basic framework, the basic wire work. He kept it. He just added on there at the end. That was, honestly, I think that might have been my favorite part of the whole song. That was nice. Good Lord, I dug this. I absolutely dug this. For a lot of reasons. I have a score in my head already, but I think I might be jumping the gun a little bit. I think that might be just a knee-jerk reaction and me geeking out a little bit. But I do have a score in my head. I need to see if I can... I need to see if I can justify giving this song that score. Because it's up there. It's up there. It's not a score I would ever want to give lightly. If you're going to get this score, you you had damn well better earn it. So let me give it some thought. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Sleep Token with Rain. This was a request from Charles B. And this was actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of August for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Charles. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay. I thought about it and I'm really glad I did because I was right. I had a score in my head and I knew if I gave this score, I would have to back it up. I knew I was gonna have to justify giving this score because this is not a score that if I ever give this score out to any band, they better earn it. Like they absolutely earn it to the point where I don't really have to explain it. It's obvious, okay? I'm really glad that I did take some time and I did think about it because after I did take everything into consideration, the score did come down, okay? I'm not going to say how much it came down, but it did come down, all right? And it came down to a score that I felt was far more appropriate. And I have absolutely no problem backing this score up at all. It makes perfect sense to me. So, having said that, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 9.4. Yup, 9.4. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I feel this song deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First things first, a 9.4. Boy, that's a score I don't give out. Even back in the day, I didn't get that score out very often. But yeah, it's way harder to get a 9 now. And 9.4, it's absolutely up there. What does a 9.4 exactly mean? Well, a 9.4 would translate out to an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating because, yeah, this is an outstanding, amazing, impressive song. It would also get 5 out of 5 stars, and check this out, an A+ letter grade. Yeah, A+. So there you go. 9.4, outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars, and an A+ letter grade. Now that I've blown everybody's minds, how did I come up with that score? Ha ha! So glad you asked. Are you ready to have your minds blown even further? This is still not my favorite song. I think this is the highest score I've ever given Sleep Token. I think it might be. But it's still not my favorite song. I'm sorry, I can name at least 2 other songs from Sleep Token that I like more than this one, on a personal level. Now, we're not talking about personal, though. We're not talking about personal interpretation. We're not talking about subjectivity. We're talking about objectivity, okay? This, if I'm being honest, I think this is the most intelligent songwriting I have seen from Sleep Token. Everything, and when I say everything made sense, boy, I absolutely mean that 100%. There was, this has got to be one of the most coldly calculated songwriting efforts I've heard from Vessel in 2. I swear, everything sounded planned, everything sounded organized, everything lined up. I mean, everything about this song, and I don't use this word lightly, everything about this song made perfect sense. The intro, nice, soft intro. We've heard that in the last 2 songs, okay? Nothing new there, but when we did make the transition, one thing that stuck out to me was the drum pattern. That emphasis of the down, especially on the downbeat of 1. We got that big, boomy 808 sound. Boom, da, doom, da, boom, da, doom, da, boom. What is that boom? What is that boom? That is the downbeat of 1. What is Vessel doing here? He is showing us a simple drum pattern that you can internalize that you can use throughout the entire song. Forget about what he's gonna play. Doesn't matter what he's gonna play. You're gonna have this pattern in your head with the emphasis on what number again? What number again? Oh yeah, the emphasis on 1. If you don't remember anything else about that simple drum pattern, you're gonna remember that 1 because of the emphasis they put on that 1 hit. So you're gonna internalize where 1 is. What has been one of my biggest gripes about a select number of Sleep Token songs? There's been a couple of Sleep Token songs where I've had a major gripe, a major complaint. What was my complaint? Can't find 1. He never established where 1 is. Well, guess what? It's almost as if 2 was listening to me, because all of a sudden, here's 1. Dummy, DH dummy, here's 1 for you. Since you can't seem to find it, here it is. And he laid it out for me. He absolutely did. Boom, there's 1. Take it. And he established that for how long? 45 seconds. He drilled it into our heads to the point whether we wanted to acknowledge it or not, it's in here. It's in here. So when the song kicked in and he started coming in with all of his polyrhythms, he started coming on with all of his subdivision work, he started coming in on his altered entrances, where was 1? Boom! In our heads. We could find it, no problem. 1 was very clearly established. Love it! Love everything about it! Now, let's talk about the vocals. The vocal work on this, really nice. Starting with the intro. I love the range that was demonstrated in that intro. Yes, he went up. Yes, he had to flip in order to get up, but his flip sounded good. It didn't sound breathy. It didn't sound airy. It didn't sound unsupported. It didn't sound weak. It was just as strong as everything else he sang going up to it. So when he did that little skip up into that head voice, it didn't make any difference whatsoever. I like it. He demonstrated some nice range. He demonstrated some great diction. His tone didn't sound breathy. It sounded soft. Yes, there's a big difference between singing softly and singing breathy. There's a big difference. And I love how he demonstrated that. And his vocals changed as the song grew. His vocals got stronger. Now, I know a lot of people are going, well, what's the big deal about that? How many Sleep Token songs have we heard where that wasn't the case? How many Sleep Token songs have we heard where he's belting it while everybody else is down here? And vice versa. How many times have we heard him singing softly while the instrumentation is blowing him out of the water? We've heard a few. We have heard a few. Another complaint of mine. Not in this case. Nope. When the song got louder, his vocals got louder. When the song got softer, his vocals came down. I like it. I like everything about it. The blend between the metal and the pop elements, the R&B elements. Usually, and especially in the last 2 songs we've heard, it's been pretty dominated by the pop, R&B, EDM, hip hop feel. Okay, not in this case. This song was absolutely metal. This song was dominated by metal. About 2/3 was the metal feel, the metal sound. I love that. Absolutely love it. We got right to business with that metal sound as soon as we possibly could. After one had been well established, boom, we kick in with the metal sound. Love it. Now, here's the thing. We did have that breakdown section where we did bring it down, right? Okay, cool. We brought it down into that breakdown section. We brought it down, and what happened? What did 2 immediately start doing again? Da, do, da, boom, da, do, da. Reestablish that 1 again. Da. Here's 1. Da, da. Kicked in again. Boom. But this time, rather than go crazy with the polyrhythms, rather than go crazy with the staggered entrances, rather than go crazy with, you know, the weird subdivisions that he is known for doing, what did he do? He stuck to the framework of that established pattern. Now, as it progressed, he started adding a little accent here, and a little accent there, a little extra note there, 2 notes there, 2/16ths there. You know, he built on to that wireframe that he had established prior, going back to the beginning of the song, that he reestablished again on the breakdown section, and then all he did was build onto it while maintaining that wire work, that framework. He never lost it. He just added on to it. What a great way to end. What a fantastic way to end. Dedicating to that establishment of one. Love it. Love everything about it. The other thing that really impressed me, and this is what kind of put us over the top. When you're able to have the drummer doing one pattern, and instrumentation, the guitar, bass, keyboards doing a completely different pattern, but they do line up every once in a while. They do hit on the same rhythmic placement every once in a while, but for the most part, drummer's doing his thing, instrumentation's doing their thing, but they're all playing in sync with each other. They're all syncopated. Okay, so those 3 instruments, guitars, bass, keyboards, they're playing together. They're tight. Okay, drummer's not, but every once in a while they're lining up, and then that's hard enough. Now they add the vocals. That's doing its own rhythmic placement and own rhythmic delivery that, again, every once in a while lines up. Sometimes Vessel's placement would line up with Two's drumming. Sometimes Vessel's vocal placement would line up with the instrumentation. Sometimes, every once in a while, Vessel's vocal delivery would line up with the instrumentation and the drums, giving it that little extra power. Love that. And it was clearly planned. There was nothing accidental about it because the patterns would repeat. So, smart songwriting. Very smart songwriting. It's not my new favorite song. Listen, I'm just being real here, okay? I'm not going to sit here and blow things out of proportion and go, oh, this is my new favorite. No, it's not my new favorite, but I would be confident putting this top 3. I think I feel confident saying new top 3. Yes, I still have my favorite. Gods absolutely love that. But I think that's still my number 1. I'm sorry, but I still think. In closing, what Charles said in the intro, I think it was absolutely prophetic. The audience has spoken. I can see why the audience loves this song. It's easy to follow, man. You do not need to have a degree in music to follow this song. You do not. You could have no musical knowledge, and you can find one. You absolutely can, because they make it so obvious. Easy to groove to, easy to follow, pleasing to the ear, full sounding, playing with dynamics. I can see why. I can absolutely see why the crowd loves this song. I can see why Sleep Token fans love this song, despite the fact that it has not gotten any kind of a push to be a hit song. Shame on the record company, because they are sitting on a gold mine with this song, and if they have a single brain cell in their collective heads, they will realize the gold mine that they're sitting on, and they had better start pushing this song, because if they don't, boy, they are missing out. When your song is not being pushed as a single and it's getting more views, more streams, more plays than your singles are, that's an issue. That's a big issue, and the record label needs to wake up and realize this missed opportunity that they've got here. It has steadily climbed in popularity and now stands as one of the top 10 most frequently performed songs by Sleep Token at their concerts. I can see why. I can absolutely see why. In a live setting, this song, to me, just listening to this, I'll bet you this song absolutely slays the crowd. Slays them mercilessly. Just kills them. And I love that. Yeah, as a performer, when you get a song like that, oh man. It's like Ghost Love Score for Nightwish. It's every time. It doesn't matter where in the set list you put it. You can put it at the end of the show. You can put it in the middle of the show. You can put it toward the beginning of the show. It doesn't matter where you put it. It's going to slay the crowd. Absolutely. And I could absolutely see this being a crowd slayer. So 9.4. Now I know what everybody's saying. Wait a minute. You giving this a 9.4, but you said you lowered the score. Where were you before? Maybe I was at a 9.5. Maybe I was at a 9.8. Maybe I was at a 9.7. Maybe I was at a 9.9. Maybe I was at a 9.6. It doesn't matter because we're at the 9.4. So I'll let your imaginations run wild on that one, and you all can, discuss amongst yourselves. I wonder what DH's number was. Well, I think he was at a 9.7. Yeah, well, I think he was at a 9.6. You all are wrong. He was at a 9.9. I'm not going to say. And you can ask. You are more than welcome to ask. You're wasting your time. I'm not going to tell. 9.4, that's all that matters because that's the final score I'm giving this. I feel good about that score. That's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got 9.4, which is an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars, and an A+ letter grade. In the infamous words of Ric Flair,
whether you like it or not, learn to love it. It's the best thing going today.
Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.